studying about the direct current sources circuit with DC sources. The currents do not change direction with time, but in this chapter we will study about the electrical supplies which vary with time, which are very common. The electric main supply in our homes and offices is a voltage that varies like a sine function with time. Such a voltage is called alternating voltage or AC voltage, and the current driven by it in a circuit is called alternating current. Today, most of the electrical devices which we use require AC voltage. This is mainly because the most of the electrical energy sold by power companies is transmitted and distributed as an alternating current. The main reason for preferring the use of AC voltage over the DC voltage is that voltages can be easily and efficiently converted from one voltage to another by means of transformers. Further, electrical energy can also be transmitted economically over long distances. AC circuits exhibit characteristics which are exploited in many devices of daily use. For example, whenever we tune our radio to a favorite station, we are taking advantage of a special properties of AC circuits. The phrases AC voltage and AC currents are contradictory and redundant respectively, since they mean literally alternating current voltage and alternating current. Still, the abbreviation AC to designate an electric quantity displaying simple harmonic time dependence has become so universally accepted that we follow others in its use. Further, voltage, another phrase commonly used, means potential difference between 2 points. In this chapter, we will be covering alternating current, average and RMS values, circuit with resistor, circuit with inductor, circuit with capacitor, and LCR circuit. All these discussions are very important. Please note down all the important points and a number of formulas given in this presentation. I welcome you all. Alternating current. The electric current or voltage is said to be alternating if it changes continuously in magnitude and periodically in direction with time. Its equation is given by voltage is equal to EMF or voltage is equal to E equals E naught sin omega t, and resistance are as shown in figure A. This is figure A. This is the resistance connected to a source. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. The sine wave inside a waveform inside a circle is the symbol of a source of alternating voltage. So, the E equals E naught is the supply voltage and R is the resistance connected as shown. Hence, the current flowing through the circuit E is given by E, that is equal to E naught sin omega t divided by R. That also can be written as E naught by R is equal to I naught, we can say. So, I is equal to I naught sin omega t. Let this be equation 7.1a. So, both the current and EMF can be represented either by sine curve or a cosine curve as given below. Here we have taken voltage source as E is equal to E naught sin omega t, and this is given as E is equal to sin omega t. This can also be written as E is equal to E naught cos omega t. That is, whatever happens at 0 degrees will happen if we take cos omega t, it will happen at after 90 degrees. Similarly, we know the equation I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So, we have written here I is equal to I naught sin omega t. This can also be written as I is equal to I naught cos omega t. When we write I is equal to I naught sin omega t, it becomes a sine curve. And if you use the equation I is equal to I naught cos omega t, it becomes cosine curve. So, let these equations be 7.1b. I is the where in this equation I is the instantaneous value of alternating current at time t, and I naught is the peak or peak amplitude value, peak value, and omega is equal to angle frequency, and it is given by equation omega equals 2 pi f, and t is the time period and f is the frequency, that is equal to 1 by t. Both current and EMF are in the same phase because there is no phase difference. If I is equal to I naught sin omega t, E is equal to E naught sin omega t, there is no difference, both are happening simultaneously. Let us examine this figure number B, which I am showing here in this diagram. You see, first let us take up I is equal to I sin omega t. This is a red curve, it is indicated by I is equal to I sin omega t, a red curve. So, it starts here and it moves. This follows I is equal to I sin omega t. This is a sine curve, sine wave for current. I is equal to I naught sin omega t. I naught is the peak value of current or maximum value. You see here, it starts with 0, reaches peak plus positive peak I naught, then it falls down again, it comes to 0, then again it goes and it is a negative peak here, and then again, that is in one cycle, and angle is 0 degrees here, and this is pi by 2 or 90 degrees, and this is pi 180 degrees and 270 degrees and again 360 degrees. This is one complete cycle of a current wave. Similarly, we can write equation and waveform for E is equal to sin omega t, which is given in blue color here. So, E is equal to E naught. E naught is the peak value here. So, this is E naught peak value. So, at t equal to 0, sin 0 is 0. Therefore, its value is 0. E is equal to E naught 0. And then when sin omega t equals 90 degrees, you know sin 90 is 1. Therefore, it reaches maximum value, that is peak value here. Again after 180 degrees, it becomes 180 degrees, sin 180 is 0. Therefore, E is equal to E naught. These equations are given here. The x axis is time or angular frequency is given on the x axis, and magnitude of the voltage or current is given on the y axis. So, this is the representation of a sine wave, that is it obeys the function E is equal to E naught sin omega t or I is equal to I naught sin omega t, and this is the period. So, if you take full 360 degrees or that is equal to 2 pi, this is from here to here it is 2 pi, half of it is pi and 1/4 of it is pi by 2. Therefore, if you take full period as t, half of it is here. So, t by 2. So, half curve is above the x axis and half of the curve is below this x axis. Therefore, it is t by 2 on the left side and t by 2 on the right side, and total is t. So, I will read this sentence once again. I is the instantaneous value of alternating current at time t. At any time t, if you take the value of I, it becomes I here. It is called instantaneous value. Any part of the curve, you can take here, instantaneous value. I naught is the amplitude or peak value. This is I naught. I naught is the maximum value. The current curve, if you see, it is not going beyond that. It is the maximum value or amplitude amplitude of the wave, and omega is the angular frequency. Omega is the angular 2 pi f is the angular frequency here, that is equal to 1 over T. Both current, because current and voltage waves are following one another. That means, if current is rising, E also is rising. If E is falling, current is following. That is, both current and voltage are in the same phase. The waveform of EMF and current variations with respect to time is shown in figure B. This is figure B. The vector diagram of these equations is given in figure C. See, this is the vector diagram. If you take a vector at any point of voltage, it is a blue line E naught. This is the x axis or time, and this is the amplitude. If you see, this is the curve. Voltage and current both are having sin omega or cos omega relation. So, red curve is for I naught and blue curve is for E naught. Waveform of EMF and variations with respect to time is shown in figure B. The vector diagram of these equations is given in figure C. Amplitude of AC. The maximum value of current in either direction is called peak value. This is positive peak and this is the negative peak, or amplitude of the current. This is called amplitude of the current and it is represented by I naught. Peak to peak value, if you measure peak I naught here and negative peak here, peak to peak value will be 2 times I naught. Periodic time. The time taken by alternating current to complete one cycle is called periodic time or period of AC. So, the x axis period from here 0 to this 180, that is time t, is the period of one cycle. 0 to 2 is the period of one cycle. Frequency. Frequency, the number of cycles per second. This is one cycle. If this cycle is completed in 1 second, if this cycle either voltage or current waveform takes 1 second to start from here and reach in 1 second, then it is called one cycle. One cycle per second. Its unit is cycles per second or hertz. Please note, frequency is number of cycles completed per second. Suppose from here to here it takes 1 second, then there are 2 cycles here. This is one cycle and this is another cycle, 2 cycles, and if the time is 1 second, it is 2 cycles per second or 2 hertz. This is called frequency. Please remember all these equations and understand very clearly the waveforms, equation for waveforms and the characteristic curves and the drawing curves, diagram and the vector and the phase difference between current and the voltage. These are all very important to understand the basics of alternating current. So, I will read once again very important points and quickly. E is equal to sin omega t is applied AC voltage and the source of AC voltage is represented as a curve inside a circle as shown in the figure. R is the resistance connected, pure resistance connected in the circuit, and the supply voltage is given by equations E is equal to E naught sin omega t, and the current voltage is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t. We can also write these equations in terms of cos omega t. E is equal to E naught cos omega t, I is equal to I naught cos omega t. If you use sin in the equation, it is called sine wave. If you use cos omega t relations, it is called cosine wave. Here this I is the instantaneous value and I naught is the peak value I naught is the peak value of current, E naught is the peak value of voltage. So, there are two peaks, positive peaks and negative peaks for both, and frequency time period to complete one cycle is T, and 1 over T is the frequency which is given by cycles per second. Both very important, both current and voltage are in the same phase following one another when we are connecting a resistance in series with the supply voltage. This is shown in the diagram. Let us study mean and RMS values of current in section 7.2 in this section. Average value or mean value. The mean value of AC, that is alternating current, over any half cycle, either positive cycle or a negative cycle, is that value of direct current or DC which would send same amount of charge through a circuit as is sent by the AC through the same circuit and the same time. That is, the charge in positive half cycle or negative half cycle of an AC circuit will be same as the effect of DC value. This is the meaning of average or mean value. This is given by equation dq is equal to I dt. But we know I is equal to I naught sin omega t. In the previous equation we have seen I is equal to I naught sin omega t for a sine wave. Hence, this is dt. I dt becomes I naught sin omega t dt. Let it be equation 7.2a. So, we will calculate mean value or average value of AC for first half cycle. That is, in the previous section when we have taken the full cycle, we will take only the positive half cycle. So, this is given by integrating. So, dq should be, to get a full value of q, we should integrate dq. It is given by 0 to t by 2. Please note 0 to t by 2, integral 0 to t by 2 is half cycle. I naught sin omega t as it is dt we are writing. If you complete this integration using our mathematical integration, we will get 2 times I naught by pi for a positive half cycle. So, this I average I 2 I naught by pi is 2 divided by pi is 0.637 times I naught. That is, the average value of a current or a voltage is 0.637 into the I naught or E naught respectively. That is, it is 63.7% of the I naught, where I naught is the peak value and I average is the average value of current. So, average current in positive half cycle equals 63.7% of the I naught peak value. Let this be equation 7.2b. Then similarly, this we have calculated for a negative cycle. This first value is a positive cycle, and now we are going to take up the next half cycle, that is a negative cycle. So, similarly on the same lines, if we calculate, that is 0 to t by 2, the I dash average will be minus of, that is, because it is a negative cycle, it is given by 2 times I naught over pi. Substituting the value of pi, we get minus of 0.637 I naught. That is, the average value of the negative cycle current is given by minus 0.637 I naught. Similarly, the E average, that is equal to minus 2 times E naught by pi, and that is minus of 0.637 E naught. So, this is positive half cycle is positive and negative half cycle is negative. So, if you add positive and negative, the mean or average value of AC for one complete cycle, that is total cycle, is 0. Please remember this. Positive half average, if we take, it is 63.7% of the respective current or voltage, and negative half cycles will be minus. So, minus this plus and minus, if you add, it becomes 0. So, the mean or average value of AC is 0 for one total cycle. Then we will take up root mean square or virtual or effective value. So, it is defined as, it is the value of DC direct current which would produce the same heat, note the same heat in a given resistance and a given time as AC in the same resistance and time. That means, if a DC current produces a value X, the same heat equal to that same heat, then the similar effect in AC, the current which is producing the similar effect in AC is called the root mean square or virtual or effective value. I will read this sentence again. It is the value of DC. So, root mean square is nothing but a value of DC which would produce the same heat in a given resistance and given time as AC in the same resistance and time. So, here the item taken is a small value of heat dH is equal to I squared R. We know from our previous knowledge, the power dissipation or dissipation heat power is given by I squared R, where dH is the heat, I is the current and DC current, and R is the value of the resistor. So, in AC this I becomes I naught sin omega t, I becomes I naught square sin omega t dt. Therefore, we are taking 0 to H is equal to 0 to t I naught square sin omega t. Therefore, taking I naught square and integrating 0 to t, we get I naught square R into t by 2, that is equal to I RMS divided by root 2 whole square into RT. Therefore, I RMS is equal to I naught by root 2. I RMS is equal to I naught by root 2, that is equal to 0.707 into I naught, that is equal to 70.7% of 70.7% of I naught. So, VRMS is V naught by root 2, that is equal to 0.707 times V naught. Now, having studied the basics of average value, the peak value, the RMS value and instantaneous values of current and voltage, now we have learned that the current and the voltages are changing instantaneously. Now, we will take up, in the previous case we studied the circuit having a resistance and a alternating current, alternating EMF. In this section, we will consider a circuit with inductor only. Please underline inductor, a pure inductor. So, inductor is nothing but a coil in the right hand side. Please see the figure as shown in the right hand side. L is a inductor coil with its value is L henries, inductance is L henries, and E is equal to E naught sin omega t is the source voltage. It is an alternating, this is a waveform inside a circle is an AC that is alternating current given by equation E equals E naught sin omega t. Therefore, I will read it, and EMF E is equal to E naught sin omega t is applied across a circuit with inductor only as shown in figure. This is the figure. We know from the knowledge of inductance that E is the voltage or EMF, the voltage or potential drop, E is given by L into di by dt. That is, E is the EMF, L is the inductance, di by dt is the change of current. This current is changing, as we have seen in the previous waveform, current is changing with respect to time. Therefore, di is equal to, we will retain di here, E into dt by L. Dt it goes on the left side numerator and L comes to the denominator. Therefore, the current now the circuit is given by, we are calculating the current. Current in the circuit is given by integral di. Integral, this we are integrating to find the whole current, E naught divided by L. E naught divided by L, and it is E sin omega t. Di is equal to E naught by L integral sin omega t. So, this when we integrate sin omega t dt, we will get I is equal to, the total current is equal to minus of E naught by omega L. We know integral sin omega t is nothing but cos omega t by omega. Therefore, it becomes minus E naught omega L into cos omega t. So, cos omega t is nothing but sin omega t minus 90 degrees. Using our trigonometrical knowledge, from trigonometry, in terms of half angle, if you see, cos omega t is equal to sin omega t minus pi by 2. This is nothing but substitution for cos omega t. So, therefore, the voltage was E is equal to E naught sin omega t. The current is I is equal to I naught sin into omega t minus 92 degrees, pi by 2. That means there is a phase difference between voltage and current. The current is lagging by 90 degrees. That is, whatever happens at omega t, it will happen after 90, pi by 2. Please see the diagram. The same equations are shown in the diagram 2, that is diagram B here. Here in the x axis we have got time. Time is plotted on the x, omega t. T of omega t is plotted on the x axis, and amplitude E naught, I naught, etc. is plotted on the x axis. Let us consider only the voltage waveform, that is E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Here in this equation we have written in the blue color, E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is the waveform of the current source, supply voltage. So, this is the waveform and it is got independent, that follows E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Now, after derivation, all these L di by dt, after deriving, we have got current equation as I is equal to I naught sin into omega t minus pi by 2. See, this is I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2 given in red color. This is the current waveform. So, this pi by 2, when omega t equals 0, voltage is 0, that is sin 0 is 0, whereas here sin minus 90. So, therefore, the value of current will be minus I naught. If you put values omega t is equal to 0 here, we will get, and you will calculate the value of sin, it is minus I naught in this side. So, that means when voltage is 0, current is minus I naught. That means current is lagging by 90 degrees. That is given by the factor pi by 2, which is called phase difference. Phase difference between voltage and current. Please remember these equations and the plot, and meticulously go through the waveform, correctly pointing out the x axis and y axis. Please note another important thing: in the x axis it is 0, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 90 when it is peak, t is equal to omega t is equal to 180 degrees, and again it is 270 and 360. This is one complete cycle. So the current is alternating, that means it starts with 0, reaches maximum E naught, then again it falls down 0, it becomes 0 at 180 degrees or pi, omega t is equal to pi, then it reaches negative maximum at 270 degrees or 3 pi by 2, and then again at 2 pi it becomes 0. This is the voltage waveform, and current waveform given by this equation: I is equal to I naught into sine of omega t minus pi by 2 is, it starts with lagging, that is it becomes minus I naught, and it starts in the same way. When this is rising, it rises, but it happens after its peak comes after 90 degrees. That is, its peak comes when this is 0, 180, at the point of 180 it is maximum, current is maximum. That means current is lagging behind the voltage by 90 degrees. That is, a current, alternating current through an inductor, pure inductor coil, lags behind the voltage. This is the voltage by 90 degrees. This is represented by a vector here. E naught is a vector with a phase difference with x axis as omega t. This is sin omega t, E naught, and then it is given by, here the 90 degrees angle is here. Between blue line and red line is 90 degrees. Between blue line and the green line is omega t. This is called the angular frequency. Okay, this is called the pi by 2 is the phase difference. Here we can write I naught, comparing this equation and this equation, 7.3.C and 7.3.D, we get I naught is equal to E naught by omega L. If you neglect the sign, I is naught is equal to E naught by omega L. E naught by I naught is equal to omega L. Rearranging the equation, this is E by I naught is called omega L, is the inductive reactance. This omega L is called the inductive reactance, and its symbol is XL, X suffix L. This L shows that it is the reactance of L, that is inductor, reactance of an inductor. Hence, we define inductive reactance as, inductive reactance is the resistance offered by an inductor. That is, the inductor is opposing the flow of current and it is resisting the change of current. Again we will write, to define omega L, XL is equal to omega L. This XL is equal to omega L, that is equal to, omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Omega is the angular frequency, L is the inductance, XL is the reactance. 2 pi f is the frequency. Omega is given by 2 pi f into L, that is equal to, f is nothing but 1 over t. Therefore, f we are substituting 2 pi L by t. We can use any form of the any of these forms to find the respective unknown quantities, that is xl is equal to omega L or omega L is equal to 2 pi fl or that is equal to 2 pi into L by T. That means this equation shows that the inductive reactance or the resistance is proportional to the frequency. That means if the number of cycles increase, then the reactance increases. It is directly proportional to the frequency. From this equation, if L is constant, 2 pi is constant, 2 is constant, XL is directly proportional to frequency. The unit of inductive reactance is ohm. That means it is offering resistance. See, this relationship between XL and frequency is shown in this figure D. This is the figure. So, as frequency is given in x-axis and reactance is on y-axis. Therefore, as we increase the frequency, the reactance increases. Please remember, and we will repeat once again quickly. An alternating voltage E is equal to E naught sin omega t is connected across a inductor, and we have derived the equation I is equal to I naught into sin omega t minus pi by 2. This shows that current lags behind. The minus pi by 2 shows the current lags behind the voltage by pi by 2. These waveforms are shown in the figure, where E naught is the peak value of voltage and I naught is the peak value of the current. The current peak is reached after 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians. Therefore, the current and the voltage vectors are shown here, where omega is the angular frequency and pi by 2 is the phase difference between current vector. I naught is the current vector, E naught is the voltage vector. XL is the reactance due to the inductance and the frequency, which is nothing but the resistance offered by an inductor. XL increases is directly proportional to the frequency. As F increases, XL increases. Now let us go to section 7.4. AC circuit containing capacitor only. In the previous section, we saw AC circuit containing only inductor. Now in this we will see capacitor. Please see the figure. Here we have connected a capacitor C to an AC supply voltage. E is equal to, this is equal signature E naught sin omega t, which is an alternating current AC supply. Here we take I is equal to dq by dt again, and here we substitute Q is equal to C into E, that is charge. Q is the charge. Here I will come back. I is the current. dq is the change of charge with respect to time, and substituting, and we know a charge is equal to capacitance into the voltage or EMF. Capacitor CV also we write sometimes CV and sometimes E. Therefore, substituting the value of Q equals CE in this equation, we get I is equal to d by dt of C into E. This CE, Q equals CE, we are putting here. Therefore, C is a constant. The value of capacitor is constant. So, we have taken it out, and only variable here is varying with time is E naught sin omega t. So taking differentiation, and from the knowledge of our differential calculus, we know it becomes differential of sin omega t by dt is omega cos omega t. Therefore, this equation I equals C E naught omega into cos omega t. Put C E naught omega this as I naught. Therefore, we will have E naught, this equation becomes I naught cos omega t, or E naught by I naught. Here if you put C E naught omega equals I naught, here E naught by I naught equals 1 over C omega. That means the C omega goes to the denominator and I comes to the denominator on the left side. Therefore, in this equation only E naught by I naught is equal to 1 over C omega. Again, if you take this equation I naught cos omega t. So, original our supply voltage was E naught sin omega t. This becomes I naught cos omega, current becomes I naught cos omega t. That means cos omega t, from our trigonometric knowledge we know cos omega t equals sin of omega t plus pi by 2. This is the basic trigonometric relationship, that is cos omega t is equal to sin omega t plus pi by 2, cos omega t plus 90 degrees also we say something. That means when the supply voltage E is equal to E naught sin omega t, the current becomes I equals I naught sin omega t. That is, it is leading, it is increasing. Let us plot this graph in a waveform. On the x axis we will plot time t. Time t is nothing but 0 degrees, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. This is complete one cycle here. X axis is omega t. Omega t values we have given here on the x axis. And we are also, this is one cycle, that is t, complete t here. Therefore, t by 2 here, t by 4, 3t by 4 correspondingly. So, let us first plot the given AC voltage or EMF equation. E is equal to E naught sin omega t, which is given in blue color. This we have plotted as earlier. So, that is when it is 0, the amplitude is 0. So, omega t is 0, omega t 90 peak, then 0 minus and again it comes back. So, this is a normal plot of E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Now, we have calculated here using the equation and current relationship in a circuit containing capacitor which is given by I is equal to dq by dt, and finally, we have found and we have derived the relationship I is equal to I naught sin of omega t plus pi by 2. This pi by 2 is called the phase difference between the voltage and the current vector. That means, it shows if you put the value of omega t is equal to 0, if you put omega t is equal to 0, E equals sin 0 is 0. So, when omega t is 0, voltage is 0, whereas if you put the same 0 in this equation, it becomes sin 90. This is 0 plus 90, sin 90 is 1, therefore, it becomes I naught. So, when voltage is 0, current is I naught maximum. So, voltage amplitude is 0 and current maximum value is I naught. That means, the current is leading voltage by 90 degrees. This is the basic equation. So, the current through a capacitor in an AC circuit leads the voltage. This is very important. Please note that. And the vector diagram is given here. This is the vector representing E naught, that is peak value of current here. Since current is leading 90 degrees, so it is ahead of the voltage. So, it is ahead. Therefore, this is the I naught through capacitor. So, the current through capacitor leads the voltage. This is also called the phasor diagram, phase difference between the two, and the phasor diagram. Now, let us define capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance is the resistance offered by a capacitor to the change in the charge density. Therefore, Xc is given by 1 over omega c. This is the Xc. E naught by I naught can be represented as Xc, that is capacitive reactance. This suffix C represents capacitive, X is reactance, a capacitance reactance due to capacitor, that is given by 1 over omega c. That is also given by, because omega equals 2 pi f. Therefore, this relationship becomes 1 over 2 pi f c, that is equal to T divided by f is nothing but 1 over T. If we put f equals 1 over T, T goes to the numerator and this becomes 2 pi c, T over 2 pi c. So, this is the relationship between voltage and current, where current leads the voltage. Therefore, here please note, here Xc is the left side, f is in the denominator. Therefore, as f increases, the capacitive reactance decreases. If f is decreased, capacitance reactance increases. So, that is inversely proportional. X increases if f decreases, or f decreases if Xc increases if f decreases. Xc decreases if f increases. For DC, Xc is equal to infinity, or when f is 0, if you put the reaction, there is for a DC direct current, there is no frequency, frequency is 0. Therefore, capacitive reactance is infinity. That means, the capacitance does not allow the current to pass. So, we will again repeat quickly. E equals E naught sin omega t is the supply AC voltage across a capacitor, pure capacitor. The plot of E equals E naught sin omega t is given in color, in blue color here. X, in the x axis we are plotting time either in terms of angular velocity or in the terms of cycles per second. T is the cycles per second, T is the time period, F is the cycles per second. So, here we have derived current is equal to, current through a capacitor is given by I equals I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2, where I is the current given by the equation, I naught is the peak value of the current, and sin relationship is omega t plus pi by 2, where pi by 2 is the phase difference between current and voltage, and the plot of current is given in the red color, and it is seen the phase, it is leading the voltage equation or voltage form by a 90 degrees. This is also plotted in a vector form, where E naught is a blue line here and its phase difference is omega t. Angular velocity is period is omega t. period of oscillation, that is time period of E omega E sin is omega t, that is current is leading by 90 degrees. The red color is a current equation. So E is a vector, peak value of the vector, and the cyclic period is omega t, and current leads the voltage by 90 degrees, and here the capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to the F. That means capacitance increases if F decreases. Unit of capacitive reactance is ohm. This is the plot of capacitive reactance, and F is on the x-axis and Xc, that is capacitive reactance, is on the y-axis. As F increases, Xc decreases. So if you increase X, the value of Xc comes down. Now section 7.5. So hitherto we were connecting either only pure resistance or a pure inductance or a pure capacitance. But there are some circuits where we use combination of two or more of these electrical components, that is either two inductance and capacitance or reactance. The opposition offered by the combination of two or more components, namely RLC, in an AC circuit is called impedance of the circuit, and its SI unit is ohm. So impedance is nothing but the resistance offered by the combination of RL or C. Impedance of circuits with two components in series. That means we have three, R, L and C, resistance, inductance and capacitance. We can have combination of either RL or RC or LC. Any of these possible combinations we have, and its opposition is called the impedance. So the impedance is given by the relationship ZL. When inductance L is there, it is given by equals square root of R square plus XL square. These are all the vectorial additions. We know here if you have a current resistance, the current through a resistance is in phase with the voltage, where XL, the current through, is lagging behind the voltage. If you add those vector diagram, it becomes ZL is equal to R square plus XL square. Similarly, the impedance across a capacitance, across a resistance and a capacitance connected in series is given by the equation Zc is equal to square root of R square plus Xc square. So when an inductor and a capacitor are connected in series, its impedance is given by ZLC is equal to under root XL square minus Xc square. So we can write these equations as ZL is 7.5A, 7.5B and 7.5C respectively. These are combination of two components. Now let us consider impedance of circuit with three components, that is when we have combined inductance, capacitance and resistance in series. Please see the diagram on the right hand side. This circuit on the top, let us call it a circuit diagram A. It has got an inductance L it is an inductance of value L henries, and a capacitor of C farads, and a resistance of R ohms. Here there is an supply voltage or an EMF, alternating EMF. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is an alternating voltage and indicator that it is an AC voltage. So, AC current passes through this circuit. So, L, C, R, all the three are connected in series, so that the same current enters these circuit elements. The impedance is given by Z is equal to square root of R square, that is R square, the resistance due to resistor R, and XL minus XC whole square. This is in phase with the voltage, and this is leading current and this is lagging current. How this equation comes, we will find out through vector diagrams. Therefore, this is also given by Z is equal to R square plus XL is omega into L, that is angular frequency into inductance, minus 1 over, in the previous in equation we have seen the impedance across a capacitor is 1 over omega C into whole square. Let this be equation, this be 7.5D and 7.5E. Here please see the diagram. Let us take the analyze the E is equal to E sin omega t. It is divided into three parts. One is voltage across a resistor VR, and voltage across, potential drop across capacitance VC, and voltage drop across a inductor L, VL. So, VL across L, VC across C, and VR across R. This is given by EMF is equal to square root of VR square plus VL minus VC square. Here you please see there are two vector diagrams. The red sign here indicates the current through resistor, which is in phase with the voltage VR. Whereas this is a diagram showing all the three. We know that the voltage across VC lags behind the current, that is current is leading here, voltage is lagging, VC is down, here pointing down. Whereas in an inductor, voltage VL, this is VL, voltage VL, it is leading the current, that is current is lagging behind. The current through inductor is lagging behind the voltage through inductor. So, VL is here, I is here. So, VC is here down and current is leading, and for R, resistance across R, it is in phase with the voltage. This is a vector diagram. If you add all these three together, we get an equation, a vector diagram resultant. So, I is here, VR is here. So, these VL and VC are opposite together, though they can be simply added. So, this becomes VL, because VL is large here, VL minus VC. So, this is the vector diagram of the resultant. The resultant voltage will be an angle phi. This is the total phi of the circuit diagram, that is phase difference. So I is given by E is equal to, we have found here, E is equal to, and Z is given by these equations. Z is given by this equation, that is I is equal to E by Z. That is E is given by VR plus VL minus VC square. That is a vectorial addition of these three components of voltage equation divided by the impedance of the circuit, R square plus XL minus XC square. Let this be equation 7.5 G. Another important factor is the tan phi. How to find out the phase difference? Phase difference of these three LCR circuit connected in series is found by equation. From this equation we can find tan phi is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. Therefore, opposite side is XL minus XC divided by R. Or tan phi is equal to, it can also be written as XL is equal to omega L minus 1 over omega C divided by R. This is equation 7.5 H. So here in an LCR circuit we have got combination of an inductor, capacitor and a resistor connected in series with a supply voltage E is equal to E naught sin omega t, and vector diagrams for a resistor along in the x-axis along with the voltage, and for an inductor the voltage leads the current. Current is given in the x-axis for all the three circuits, and voltage is leading in case of inductance. Voltage is leading the current, and here voltage is lagging or current is leading. Current through a capacitor is leading the voltage. This vectorial addition VL and VC minus VC, we have taken VL minus VC here, we have plotted, and the resultant is given here. And we have also defined impedance here. Impedance as the opposition offered by two or more components, namely RLC in an AC circuit is called the impedance of the circuit. So to find the phase difference in a circuit, we find the ratio and determine tan phi is equal to XL minus XC over R. Power in AC circuit. Power is defined as the rate at which the work is being done in the circuit. So we know equation V is equal to V sin omega t in an AC circuit, and similarly I is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus phi, where I is the current and I naught is the peak value and omega t is the period and phi is the phase difference. There are several values of power. As we know, voltage and current are changing instantaneously. Therefore, there is an instantaneous power also. It is given by the equation Pi is equal to V into I. V and I are as defined in the previous equation. Therefore, multiplying we get V naught sin omega t and I naught into sin omega t plus phi. This is the equation for I and this is the equation for V. Therefore, multiplying we get V naught into I naught sin omega t, we will retain as it is. I naught we will take it out, V naught I naught sin omega t, and we will expand this sin omega t plus phi using our knowledge of trigonometry. Sin omega t plus phi is given by sin omega t cos phi plus cos omega t sin phi. That can be written as the V naught I naught and multiplying this sin into sin omega square omega t cos phi into sin omega t cos omega t sin phi. Therefore, this is the instantaneous power. So, work done is the integral of this power. Therefore, work is equal to in a one cycle. Work done over one complete cycle is W is equal to integral 0 to t, that is a period of one cycle, V naught I naught sin squared omega t cos phi into sin omega t cos omega t sin phi. Therefore, that is P naught I naught cos phi into t by 2. T by 2 is the period. Therefore, average power, this is one cycle, and average power P bar is given by W work done in one cycle, that is per period, is equal to V naught I naught cos phi into t by 2 by t. This is given by V naught I naught cos phi divided by 2. This 2 comes here, that is we can write to split it. We can write root 2 into root 2. Therefore, it becomes V naught by root 2 I naught by root 2 into cos phi. Therefore, P average is equal to V naught by root 2 is the Vrms, I naught by root 2 is the Irms cos phi. Therefore, P average is Vrms Irms into cos phi. Cos phi is called the power factor. So, for calculating the peak power is given by when cos phi is 1, that is equal to P naught is equal to peak power is equal to V naught I naught. Power across R is given by when phi naught is phi is 0, power across R is given by Vrms into Irms cos phi, that is equal to Vrms into Irms, root mean square. Therefore, power across L, that is P average, is given by when phi is equal to 0, when phi is equal to 90, the power across inductance is 0. Power across capacitance when phi is equal to minus 90 is 0. Therefore, in the previous vector diagram or in this diagram, we can calculate the power across a resistor, across an inductor and a capacitor. Here we have got a term cos phi. Cos phi is called the power factor and is given by equation cos phi is equal to R by Z, that is average power divided by RMS power. Here you see Vrms, this is average power divided by Vrms, Irms is the RMS power. Therefore, cos phi is from this equation equals R by Z equals average power by RMS power. Power factor is leading if I leads the V. That means, if I current is leading in case of capacitor, if current is leading voltage, then power factor is leading. That means, power factor will be from in this direction. Power factor is lagging if V lags, if voltage is lagging behind the current, then power factor is lagging. Wattless current. As you see, the power is not dissipated either in inductor or capacitor, and hence they find most of the circuits we are using a capacitor and inductor, and because there is no power loss and we either have an inductor or a capacitor. Component IV cos phi generates power with Vrms. This is Vrms and is called watt full power. Whatever power consumed is, it is along watt full power, it is along this. IV sin phi is here, it is lagging behind the voltage, does not contribute to power with virtual voltage. Hence, this component is called wattless power because it is not consuming any power. It is in quadrature with the voltage. See, voltage is here and 90 degrees. This does not consume any power. Whatever power is there, it is along the voltage. This is watt full power and this is wattless power, which is lagging behind here. It does not contribute any power. So, let us summarize the properties of circuit elements, resistance, inductance and capacitance. So, parameters are given in first column, and let us take up the first parameter, impedance. For a resistive circuit, impedance is resistance. For an inductive circuit where L is connected, only L is connected, it is inductive reactance, and similarly only where in a circuit where only capacitance is connected, it is capacitive reactance. So, impedance is a resistance in a resistive circuit and reactance, inductive reactance in an inductive circuit, capacitive reactance in a capacitive circuit. Formula. The formula for resistance is R, and for reactance across an inductor, XL is given by omega L, R that is also given by 2 pi FL, R F is substituted by 1 over T, that is also given by 2 pi L divided by T. So, in case of capacitive reactance, Xc is given by Xc is equal to 1 over omega C. Please compare, it is XL is equal to omega L, but Xc is 1 over omega C. Similarly, it becomes 1 over 2 pi Fc in the denominator, because omega is 2 pi F, that is equal to T by 2 pi C. Average power is EV into IV, that is average power is EV, virtual voltage and virtual current. The power is 0 in inductive and capacitive. AC current, the value of the equation for AC current across a resistor R is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t. In inductance, I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. This pi by 2 is the phase difference and omega t is the period of oscillation. Therefore, the current lags behind the voltage. Here in the capacitance, I is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2. That means the current leads the voltage. AC EMF. EMF is given equation, everywhere it is same. E is equal to E naught sin omega t, because it is a supply voltage. We have taken it as a same for all the analyzing all the circuits. Phase difference between current and voltage. Both are in the same phase in resistance. Here current lags behind the EMF by 90 degrees. Here current leads the EMF by 90 degrees, that is pi by 2. Here also it is pi by 2. Power factor or cos phi. Here cos phi is equal to cos 0 is 1 here in resistance. Here cos 90 is 0 and cos 90 is 0. So, power factor is 1 here for both inductive and capacitive circuit, capacitance circuit, the power factor is 0. Combination. So we have previous slide we have considered only R, only C and only A. And now we will see combination of RC, LC and LCR. So here given equation, EMF equation is same for all the three. E is equal to E naught sin omega t, this one. Current is given by E naught by 2 RC circuit into sin omega t minus phi. Similarly for LC circuit it is I is equal to E by 2 sin omega t plus phi. In case of LCR it is I is equal to I naught sin of omega t plus or minus phi. Impedance for RC circuit is given by R square plus 1 over omega c. 1 over omega c is due to the capacitance. Here it is XL minus XC. And Z is equal to R square plus VL minus VC whole square for LCR. Tan phi, that is the phase difference angle, is given by omega c over R. Here XL minus XC divided by 0, there is no this one. There is no phase difference here. Phase difference between current and voltage. Current leads the voltage by phi. This is the current leads the voltage by phi. Please remember this is an RC circuit, not an R circuit. Similarly, if XL is more than XC, phi is equal to pi by 2. If XL is less than XC, that means the capacitive reactance is more than the inductive reactance, that is minus pi by 2. Current lags behind the EMF by theta. Resultant voltage. Resultant voltage is, in case of RC circuit, V square is equal to VR square plus VC square. This is a vector addition, simple vector addition, and in LCR circuit it is given by VR square plus VL minus VC. In LC circuit both get cancelled, VL and VC get cancelled. This is the voltage equation. Power factor of LCR circuit, please remember LCR circuit cos theta is given by resistance R divided by impedance, where Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC square, under root, this is full under root. And average power in LCR circuit is given by power is equal to EI cos theta. Cos theta is the power factor, E is the voltage and I is the current. So with this we come to the conclusion of section 7A of alternating current. In the next session we will discuss about resonance, transformers, summary of all the lessons learned in chapter 7, and we will also take up examples. While taking examples, solving the problems, we will understand the equations of alternating current, resistance, capacitance and inductive reactance, impedance, power factor and other associated variables. So please note down all the important points here, go through once again and again. We have also given the links for subject expert. You can also view their presentations. Till then, goodbye.